Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a prospect list with them of at least 100 names. Now, I'm going to repeat that because some of you heard a little differently. Some of you heard me say, we're going to tell them to go home and do a list. But that's not what I said. I said, we are going to do a list together with them of at least 100 names. Now, why is that so important? Because anyone who's ever been to my seminars or listened to my other albums knows I'm a maniac with the list. And I'm a maniac that we're going to do a list of at least 100 names. 50 ain't good enough. 70 ain't good enough. It's got to be at least 100 names. And I'm a maniac on this. Now, why am I so evangelical about this? Because I've been in the business. I've seen what happens if you don't. Because here's the reality. When you tell somebody, well, go home and do a list, they don't go home and do a list. Because you've just made the presentation. You've drawn the 5 circles or whatever you did. You say you get 5 key people, and then they will each get 5 key people of 25, and they will get 5, 125, 625, 3,000, 125, 15,000, 78,000, 8 billion, trillion. All you need is 5 key people. So what happens? You make the presentation, and they're thinking about getting 5 people. So I make my presentation to Kathy, and she's driving home. She's got her 5 key people before she ever gets to her driveway. Right? Because she's saying, well, what about Billy down at the office? He's always complaining about the boss. He's always borrowing money from me to pay for his lunch. He really needs to do this, so he'd be perfect for it. And my sister, she's always looking for deals to do. She was sold stuff at the flea market. She sold Avon. She was in Herbalife. She was in New Skin. She was in Old Skin. She was in In-Between Skin. She loves this kind of stuff. She'd be perfect for it. And what about this guy? He's always, he never has money for this. He's always bouncing checks. He's perfect for that. And this guy, so she's got her 5 key people already set in her mind before she ever gets to her driveway. So what's the point of doing the list? Because she's already got the 5 people. So, Randy was, he's trying to help me and he says 100, but he doesn't realize that I've already got the perfect 5. See, a lot of people, they probably have a problem with that, but they don't know the 5 people that I know. So all she got to do is sit back, relax, and wait for the money to roll in. So I let her know that there's a meeting on Thursday night. She wants to invite her prospects. She's doing her thing. So what does she do? She calls up those 5 people, tells them there's a thing Thursday night, 7:30 is down at the Marriott. Make sure you're there. And of course, all 5 commit to go because after all, they're bouncing checks, they're borrowing lunch money. They're definitely going to be there because this thing's about making money. Now, Friday or Thursday night, 7:30 rolls around, and what happens, Irene?
They don't show.
Hey, Irene, don't start the meeting yet. Maybe there's an accident on the freeway. Maybe they can't find a hotel room, the meeting room. Let me check the lobby. She's sending helicopter search parties out looking for her prospects. But what happens? They're not there, are they? They're not coming. So she invited the 5 people. The only one there is Carol. Now, do you think she is excited and generous and grateful for the fact that Carol's there? Or she's thinking about the 4 who didn't show up? What's she saying to Carol? Can you believe this? Billy at the office, he never has any money. He's always in my, he promised me he was going to be here. My sister, my own sister, she's supposed to be here. So-and-so told me he's going to be here. This guy didn't. And you're the only one who showed up. Now what's going through Carol's mind? What am I doing here? I could be home watching TV too. So maybe she's going to join, maybe she's not going to join. Now, of course, Kathy is furious at those other 4 people. She gets out of there, she runs. She don't even wait till she gets home. She gets out on the payphone in the lobby. She starts calling up those 4 people. And did you notice every one of those 4 has an ironclad alibi? If O.J. had an alibi like these people, there'd have never been a trial. Kathy, we were just going out the door. The cat got diarrhea. We had to turn around. Every one of them, bulletproof alibi. And every one of them swears they'll be there next Thursday night. Don't worry, they really need this thing. They want to make money. Sounds like a good thing. They'll be there next Thursday. And of course, next Thursday rolls around and they're not there. And she calls them all up, and they all had iron claws. They were just there, and there was a school bus about to fall off a bridge. They had to stop, and with orphans on it, and they had to stop and save the orphans, and they've just all got all these alibis. But they'll all be there next Thursday. And of course, next Thursday rolls around, and they're nowhere to be found. Now, why aren't they there? Because they never meant to be there to begin with. But the funny thing about Americans is, rather than tell you they're not coming and face a confrontation or hurt your feelings, they would just as soon tell you they're going to come and then just not come. And then if they happen to bump into you, they can just make up an excuse. And who knows, you could get run over by a truck tomorrow, and then they wouldn't need an excuse. So that's the way of the world. And see, the other people, there's some of those people, they really do plan on coming. And they really thinking about it. But what you got to learn about people these days is they don't use appointment books. They don't operate on appointments. They schedule their lives around the television. And it really did seem a good thing. And, they were all set to go Thursday night, but they finished the job Thursday. They drove home. Wheel of Fortune was on. Then it was Jeopardy. Then it was Inside Edition or Inside Chapter or American Journal, and someone who got footage of John F. K. Jr. arguing with his girlfriend in the park, and then someone else has got Tanya's secret wedding video, and then there's another one which has Pamela Martin's secret honeymoon video, and then there's, and so next thing they know, it's 11 o'clock, and Letterman's, wasn't this the night we were supposed to be down at the Marriott? You better call her up, tell her we had to soak our combs tonight, something, whatever. They coming up with their excuse. That's the reality. So, what's going to happen to my new distributor who was so excited? Every week for 5 weeks she buy. Every week they don't come. At the end of those 5 week times, one of two things is going to happen to your new distributor. One, she's going to quit. He's going to say, Alistair, I have talked to everybody I know, and they're just not interested in this business. I can't even get them to come to the meeting. Because, see, in her mind, she has talked to everybody she knows. She really did. That's what she thinks, because she talked to the A team. This is the 5 people. This is perfect for these 5 people. They need it. She knows they need it. She knows it would be good for them. What she doesn't know is that people don't do what they need. They do what they want. And what she doesn't also know is that people don't do what's good for them. They do what they want to do and worry about the consequences later. And even though they need it, what she doesn't realize is that the reason that people need it is because they have manifested that reality in their life, because they need to be a victim. And they need to be able to keep telling those victim stories, and heaven forbid they would actually go on and be successful and make a lot of money and be happy and work in an empowering business. What could they complain about to all of their friends? They'd really be in trouble then. So that's what she's not realizing. So in her mind, she's talked to the whole A team. They weren't interested, so she drops out.